Hello, great people. Nigeria's Vice-President Kashim Shettima has been at loggerheads with the leader of the UK Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch. In a moment, I'll be playing you a video that comprises both of their statements, and I'll leave you to be the judge. But first, let me put some context. How did we get here? Kemi Badenoch made a statement in the UK as regards the political leadership of Nigeria and the reality of the Nigerian existence. And when she emerged as the leader of the UK Conservative Party, the Nigerian leadership, in their usual pattern of clinching with those that have become successful, decided to reach out to her, but Kemi Badenoch snubbed them. Kashim Shettima took this personal, and when he had an opportunity, he took a terrible swipe at Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch has now responded, and in a moment, you will be watching the video, and when we come back, we will be discussing the issues, the fact, we'll be examining some data, and of course, we'll be doing some analysis on this topic. I need to remind you something. I have a first video on this before Kemi Badenoch responded. So if you are watching this video and you are yet to watch my first video on this topic, you are missing a whole lot. I would attach it few seconds to the end of this video. You would see it as one of the two recommended videos. Do well to watch it so that you can be up to date with my analysis on this particular topic. Let's go into the video of Kemi Badenoch and Kashim Shettima, and we'll be back in a moment. Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
I chose this country because here I could breathe free and I could be everything that I wanted to be. I grew up in Nigeria and I saw firsthand what happens when politicians are in it for themselves, when they use public money as their private piggy banks, when they promise the earth and pollute not just the air but the whole political atmosphere with their failure to serve others. I saw what socialism means for millions. It's poverty and broken dreams. I came to Britain determined to make my way in a country where hard work and honest endeavour can take you anywhere.
Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the British Labour or Conservative Party, we are proud of her in spite of her ethos, denigrating her nation of origin. Rishi Sunak, the former British Prime Minister, is originally from India. He never denigrated his nation of ancestry, nor poured venoms on India. She is entitled to her own opinions. She has even every right to remove the Kemi from her name. But that does not underscore the fact that the greatest black nation on earth is the nation called Nigeria. 1 out of every 3 black men is a Nigerian. And by 2050, Nigeria will surpass the United States, will be the 3rd most populous nation on earth.
There you have it. The video of Kemi Badenoch was what she said that got the political leadership of Nigeria angry. The second one was Shettima's response. Now, Kemi Badenoch have also responded through her spokesperson. She says that she stands by what she says and reiterates her commitment to speaking truthfully. Kemi Badenoch said she is not the PR for Nigeria. Take note of that word, PR, because I'll be explaining what it means to you. Kemi Badenoch says she's not the PR for Nigeria. She tells the truth. She tells it like it is. She is not going to couch her words. That means that Kemi Badenoch has insisted that all what she says is correct and she's not going to do PR for Nigeria. Let me break this down for you. What is PR? PR means public relations. So the people that speak for a country, some of them are called public relations specialists. That is PR specialists. But because some of you are from different occupational background, let me define what PR specialist means and what they do. Take note, this is not the time to play or joke. This is the time where I need your attention because we'll be diving deep into this issue. Remember the outline I gave you, that we'll be discussing the issues, the data, some facts, and also an analysis of all these issues. Now, what is PR specialist? Public relations specialists create and maintain a positive public image for individuals, groups, or organizations they represent. I'll take that again. Public relations specialists create and maintain a positive public image for individuals, groups, or organizations they represent. Don't forget that Kemi Badenoch is of Nigerian origin, And now she is the leader of the UK Conservative Party. Now, the most important thing before we move on is what is PR, which I have defined for you. And in the Nigerian context, what is a PR? And why has Kemi Badenoch refused to be the PR? Well, Kemi Badenoch is not one of those employed by Nigerian government. She is speaking the truth as a citizen of Nigeria, even though she's the leader of UK Conservative Party. Why is Shettima and the Tinubu government angry? They are angry because Kemi Badenoch has chosen not to be their liar. In the sense that everything that you just heard from Kemi Badenoch, in the true sense of it, where is the lie? Is she lying? Let us be realistic with ourselves. So Kemi Badenoch has refused to be their liar. Like the spokesperson in government, that they will see white, they will call it black, they will see blue, they will call it yellow. Kemi Badenoch has decided to speak the truth according to her conscience. Kemi Badenoch has chosen not to be their instrument of deceit. I'm telling you how PR in Nigeria, how they do. That's what I'm telling you now. Number one, PR in Nigeria, they are always liars. Kemi Badenoch has refused to be a liar. They are always an instrument of deceit. Kemi Badenoch has refused to be an instrument of deceit. They are always a spin specialist. That the way they will spin things, the way they will turn it around, the way they will lie to your face, Kemi Badenoch has refused to do that. Kemi Badenoch has refused to be their artless orator. You know, Nigerian politicians, they commit a lot of atrocities. And their PR, their public relations specialists, are usually artless orators. Orator in the sense that they are always smooth talkers. They speak fluently. By the way, Femi Fani-Kayode and this Bashir Ahmed has responded to Kemi Badenoch, but this is not a video for small boys. Like, this is a video for the big players. So now I'm talking about Shettima and Kemi Badenoch. And I have a lot to say about both of them and Nigeria and the UK. So maybe some other video, if there's an opportunity, we'll delegate it for the small boys. But this video is for the big players. So Kemi Badenoch has refused to be their artless orator. One question we need to ask ourselves as Nigerians is she speaking the truth? Because except you as a parent, you want to tell me that every day when you wake up, you tell your child that when you grow up, always lie. No parent will tell his or her child that. Kemi Badenoch spoke the basic truth. Nothing but the truth. And why is the Nigerian government always against the truth? To them, the definition of patriotism to the Nigerian political class is different from the dictionary definition of patriotism. The dictionary definition of patriotism is you being loyal to your country. You not creating or doing something that would lead to the downfall of your country. Right? But the patriotism to that of the Nigerian politicians is you being able to lie. In other words, they can be committing all the atrocities in the world. But when you have opportunity to speak about Nigeria, just smile. Well, Nigeria is one of the greatest countries in the world. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been trying. He has been delivering on his campaign promises, blah, 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 blah. Come on. Come on. Do you tell your child to lie? Is Kemi Badenoch not speaking the truth? Kemi Badenoch has decided to be one of the voice of reasoning. Kemi Badenoch has decided to speak the hard truth. And why is it that Nigerian leadership is always hurt by the truth? They don't like the truth. Give people the truth, the good truth to talk about. In other words, if everything or almost anything about Nigeria is negative, as the political leadership of Nigeria begin to implement changes, begin to effect changes, so that what people will say will be the good things when they are happening. That's the truth. Because you cannot expect that everybody will just be a zombie. And I've said it before. If you are the type that, for instance, Nyesom Wike was in the PDP, you are an APC member. When he was in PDP, you hate him. But now that Nyesom Wike is in the APC indirectly, or is serving in APC government, whichever way you look at it, you just suddenly like Nyesom Wike. Despite all his on-court orations, despite all the nonsense that he has been doing, you just suddenly like him, right? And tomorrow, if Wike move back to the PDP, you will hate him. You are gullible. That's just the fact. So, Kemi Badenoch has decided to speak the truth the way it is. Do right, and people will say it. Do the right things, people will say it. You cannot be doing wrong and expect people to be saying right. No. Some people can be heartless to say when you are doing wrong, they'll be saying right, but not everybody can be heartless. And Mr. Vice President, you need to be assisting the president. And when we talk of patriotism, in the true sense of it, which Nigerian politician is loyal? Let us look at it from another perspective. If Nigerian politicians are loyal, you said Nigeria is broke. You bought toys for yourself. You bought a jet, another presidential jet for yourself as president. You bought Escalade for yourself as president. You appoint ministers more than the history of Nigeria. So where is the patriotism in that? Are you patriotic? When Shettima's jet, when he was going to, I think, Samoa, and his jet had a fault, Shettima did not board a commercial plane to Samoa to go and represent Nigeria. He sent a delegation. If Shettima is not the vice president of Nigeria today, would he board commercial flight? The prime minister of Singapore, you may have seen the video few weeks ago where he was seen boarding commercial flight. Singapore is way richer than Nigeria, way developed than Nigeria, way advanced than Nigeria. So why can't Shettima board a commercial flight if he is patriotic? So you guys want to be enjoying yourself, but Nigeria should keep suffering. No, that cannot continue to happen. Another thing we need to consider, in the true sense of it, is if you are part of the leadership in Nigeria, that you've been part of the leadership in Nigeria for years, and Nigeria is the way it is today, you are a failure. And that is just the truth. If you have occupied leadership position, the likes of Wike that have been two-term governor, the likes of Kashim Shettima that have been two-term governor, that have been a senator, all these political bloc that are rotating power amongst themselves, if anybody is to speak about patriotism, it shouldn't come from their mouth, because they have not been patriotic. So if you are part of the leadership of Nigeria, and all what you have to show for at the state level, regardless of the state, whatever state in Nigeria, you are a failure. That is just the truth, because if you compare the human and natural resources of Nigeria compared to the reality of Nigeria, you will know that Nigeria's potential have been largely underutilized. UK gave Kemi the opportunity that Nigeria cannot give her. Now, let us break this down a little bit. Kemi Badenoch is the leader of the UK Conservative Party. She's a female. She cannot have the opportunity to occupy such position in Nigeria. And that's the truth. Apart from that, Kemi Badenoch cannot be a governor in Nigeria. Let's use Borno State as an example. The state of the vice president. In Borno State, Kemi Badenoch cannot be the governor because of religious interpretation, that a woman cannot be seen leading. In fact, Kemi Badenoch cannot even be the deputy governor. Kemi Badenoch cannot be the leader of the APC party. So the opportunity that you cannot give her in our country, Nigeria, UK gave her that opportunity. What do you expect her to do? Now, let us look at it in the sense of being good and being logical. Kashim Shettima became the vice president of Nigeria on a Muslim ticket, which people are now referring to as Mumu ticket. That Muslim ticket, Shettima knows about the religious complexity of Nigeria, that it is usually a power rotation between the Christians and the Muslims. That if a Christian is the president, the Muslim will be vice. If Muslim is the president, Christian will be the vice. They offered him the ticket, despite knowing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Muslim. He He received the ticket and now he's the vice president. If Shettima is that loyal to the image and unity and togetherness of Nigeria, he should have told Bola Ahmed Tinubu that, no, sir, I cannot accept this ticket because it will be a Muslim ticket. I think you should give it to a Christian. We will do all our best to make sure that you emerge. Then Shettima would have had the high moral ground to speak against somebody like Kemi Badenoch. But Shettima himself is an opportunist. When the opportunity came to become the vice president, despite the fact that it is against the religious equation of Nigeria, he grabbed it with open hands. He grabbed it, and today he's the vice president. So he has no moral standing to take a swipe at Kemi Badenoch. And let us look at something. Do you know how many future Kemi are being denied visa because of how these politicians have ruled Nigeria? When Kemi Badenoch was born in the UK, Nigeria wasn't as bad as this. When Kemi Badenoch was growing up in Nigeria, Nigeria wasn't as bad as this. When she relocated to the UK, Nigeria wasn't as bad as this. Now everything is worse. And one of the things that determines how you get your visa easily is the political, economic realities of your country. And we all know that the economic reality in Nigeria is nothing to write home about. So do you know how many future Kemi, people that can have opportunity to occupy great positions in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Australia, and all these advanced countries of the world that are being denied visa every day? Why? Not because they've done any wrong, but because of the way the political leadership have ruined Nigeria. So what is wrong in what Kemi said? Everybody cannot be praising the government. When Davido said his own, they want to kill the boy. For what? Do the right thing. Don't look for people that will be lying for you. Mr. Vice President Shettima, don't look for people that would be lying for you. Do the right thing so that people will not have negative things to say other than the truth. So kudos to Kemi Badenoch. But as I appealed in my first video, I will say it again, that I think she should find a middle ground, because at the end of the day, home will always be home. You understand? And it is only the people that are educated, people that have opportunity to travel abroad, rational thinkers, that would agree with Kemi Badenoch, that we want her to crusade the truth. But you see all these political hallelujah boys, they will just take it hook, line, and sinker. And she shouldn't allow Nigerian government to be ruining her image. So I will advise her to find a middle ground to all of this, so that anytime she finds herself in Nigeria, she can always be comfortable. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola Deji. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we relax to analyze politics and happenings in the polity. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course I have great interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.